how did you and Ben know that one another were the one?
Ben and I had the chance to be at a game show. It was called Beat Shazam, where you're trying to guess songs before other teams do. After that moment, I was very dead set on I would love to build a company with this guy. At Finch, we're building the infrastructure to make justice radically more accessible. We combine expert legal operators who've been in the business for decades with purpose-built AI to handle intake, claim opening, medical records, police reports, liens, demands, and everything in between.
Okay, so your founder journey has taken you from DoorDash in the world of food delivery all the way over to the depths of demand letters, so quite a leap. Talk us through how you kind of found this market and found yourself obsessing over this problem.
I'll make the bold claim that DoorDash as a marketplace isn't drastically different than what the future of consumer law should be. Tony is one of our advisors, investors, and mentors who founded DoorDash. He had talked about the journey of discovering the problems at DoorDash being let me go talk to customers, and those customers that he loved to solve for are entrepreneurs who have a craft they care about. The craft they've honed over decades is hospitality and how to roll out an amazing food and dining experience. And no one really started a restaurant because they wanted to become experts in delivery. But what that turned into was he'd walk into restaurants where their phone is ringing with customers who really want that food they love, but in a convenient way. And those restaurants have to say no to it because they don't have a delivery driver or full staff. The thesis of let me go take someone's problem where they're saying no to revenue and help them say yes to it so you can serve more customers or clients is exactly the same thesis of Finch.
What's different about Finch, both in terms of your team and tech, from other players in the market today?
I think when you look at what feels like there's a bunch of AI in legal tech, it is harder to find, hey, where are examples of the forefront of technology that is also doing the work itself? That is not necessarily here is a tool that lawyers might use with inputs and outputs, but everything from a client coming in the door to their outcome being delivered is done by this very tech-enabled modern platform. That's not useful for its own sake of being technology first, but it's useful because it gets outcomes faster, it gets larger outcomes because it's comprehensive and never misses a bill or record, and it keeps clients informed the whole time, which is actually just not par for the course at every single operation. Our first day for every new employee at Finch is you go do an intake call and talk to a client. You go open a claim, you go draft a letter of representation, you do all the pieces of the puzzle. I think that spirit of owning the outcome and the work and not just being a tool that can wipe your hands of it is what makes Finch really unique.
I love the idea of transforming all of consumer law, but as you thought about honing in on personal injury out of the gates, what really drew you to this market in particular?
We talked to a friend of a friend who had started his own personal injury firm, and 3 months in, was actually doing really well on the growth side and had so many referrals of cases coming in, but just didn't have service operation or staffing that really big firms would have and that he used to have at a bigger firm. That busy work was preventing him from serving more clients. So we saw the same moment or spark there, and that's what put us on this journey.
I guess so much of early stage success really comes down to the people on the journey with you. What did the founding team look like, and what did you prioritize in those hires?
Candidly, the universal truth has been to hire on energy and slope. A thesis that many of us believe has been to invest in someone who has tremendous capacity to grow and desire to grow and wants to take and solve problems. And often that comes from people who have a little bit of the chip on their shoulder if they haven't yet had a decade-long career at ARC at DoorDash.
What's the most surprising feedback you've received from early customers using Finch?
The pace of growth we've been able to unlock, including, hey, I'm barred and licensed in other states. I think there's a way for me to serve those clients really well. If I had staff that was able to operate in that state well, it's actually forced us to get a lot better at operating at a local and regional scale on behalf of these firms so that they can go scale without having to be experts in every nuance of the pre-litigation operation in a given state or jurisdiction. So I was surprised by that feedback, have been energized to see firms that were previously only in one state be in 2, 3, or 4 as a result of using Finch.
Finally, where should people go if they're interested in joining?
At the time of recording, we have something in the vein of 10 plus job openings on our non-legal operations team, and then across paralegals, case managers, demand writers, and intake staff. We're hiring a plethora of other people. All of that is visible at finchlegal.com/careers, but also feel free to message me directly, Viraj at finchlegal.com.